What's up guys? Smokey's Garage here. Wanted to start a new series, or yeah, I guess you could call it a series, on my 355 small block Chevy engine rebuild or build. So far I have some of the main parts here. I got the pistons, the crank, the block, connecting rods, piston rings. The only thing I don't have for it right now is the connecting rod bearings and the main bearings. I think I have a set of connecting rod bearings here, but I gotta check and make sure. I just wanted to quickly run through just kind of the stuff I have here, and just kind of show you guys my parts of what I got lined up. I still need to order cylinder heads, gaskets, timing kit, camshaft. I think I have a camshaft somewhere around here, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys what parts I'm running, and pretty much, you know, if you're doing a similar build, something like this, or maybe you're trying to get ideas of what to run, this is what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, I mean, we'll just get right into it. We're going to start off with the small block that I have here. So this thing is out of I think I ran the numbers, I want to say it was a 85 or 84, something like that truck. I think it was a truck block. I don't think it was a car out of a car. It's a 4-bolt main. It's a 2-piece rear main seal, and it has the mechanical fuel pump hole in the side of the block. So it's definitely before the 90s. I think they started in 87 when they started blocking that hole off and going to 1-piece rear main seal. So this is a 2-piece rear main block. Cool little backstory on this. I actually got this back in high school. My auto instructor teacher actually helped me get this engine started. He had it laying around in the back of the shop, and he saw how I was really interested in like engine building, and I actually did my first porting job on cylinder heads, some small block Chevy heads that I acquired at the junkyard. I did those very heads at the shop, and I just was really into like just building engines. So he saw that I was really interested in that, and he told me basically to take this block pretty much and give him a couple $100. So I was really, you know, interested, because I had an idea of building this to a 383 stroker for my 91 Chevy. You know, I was young at the time, 16, 17 at the time, so I wasn't making that much money, so I didn't really have the funds to do that. But I definitely had that dream, or that, you know, I like a goal that I wanted to build this engine. So unfortunately, life, and I got busy and work, and I started, you know, going to college. So this block actually sat in my backyard in the weather, literally deteriorating. I think the only thing I did in high school was I did a ball hone on it. I didn't even do an actual real like hone job. It was just like a learning thing. Like he was showing me how to do the hone and how to measure it, you know, with the little tool that you put in there, and you check the bore and all that, and you measure with micrometer. So he was just kind of like giving me like the basics of how you would measure bores and do the honing. So it was like a little teaching thing, a teaching opportunity. But I ended up taking this block home, and it just sat, and I felt really bad, because like I think even the numbers on this block is supposed to be I think the 207 is the last 3 numbers. And I want to say it's the 010 blocks that have the nickel content, and I think these also had a certain mixture of the casting, the foundry that these were made in, that were special. So I knew this block was a good block, and that's why I held on to it. So, you know, I felt real bad, and I know I'm older now, 27 now. You know, that was a time ago, and I figured, you know what, I was like, I got to get this thing back, you know. I gotta try to see if I could fix it, you know. Like, it was really bad. Like, I wish I could show you guys pictures. I didn't take pictures, unfortunately, but this thing was like a rust, like, anchor. Like, it literally just looked like rust, the whole thing. And a big shout out to Allegiance Auto Machine in Fresno. out of Fresno, California. They took this block, and they weren't even sure yet if they could even like do anything with it. I just kind of told them like, hey, I have this 350 that I want to get fixed, you know, board over, whatever. And they just to bring by, like they didn't even like, oh, like no, it's too rusty, or send us pictures, and like, you know, they just took it. I didn't know what they were gonna do with it. I didn't know if they were gonna be able to salvage it. And I mean, you can just see right here, it's just gleaming, like it's just glaring. It's beautiful. I was so surprised on the job that they did, and I mean, surprisingly, every hole was good, and it wasn't like too gouged or too, you know what I mean, like the rust didn't eat through it completely. So they were able to get even all the lifter bores, all that stuff, every single hole in this block. It literally looks like a factory, like reproduction block. Like it's literally looks brand new. And I was just astounded on the job that they did. So if you're in the area, Fresno, or if you're looking for a machine shop that's not too far from you, I highly recommend Allegiance Auto Machine. They are great on price. They're great on the turnaround. They're great on just the work that they do. It's literally shows, it goes to show you, like, you know, the amount of work they put into this thing. Like, it's just amazing. So that's where I took this block. They boarded over to, so it's 30 over. I wanted to do a 355, so I didn't want to go too crazy with it. They line honed cam holes. They line honed the crank, the mains, and they just redid the whole thing. Like it just made it to where it's like, now I could just put this thing together. They decked the block. They put freeze plugs in it. Like, I'm just thinking about it, like they really hooked me up on this block, because it was literally just like a piece of trash laying in my backyard. So this is the finished product. I want to kind of go around maybe the back right here, show you guys. I'll probably make a separate section of me going in here, showing you guys pretty much the closer part. They also sprayed it, so not only did they clean the internals, they made that look brand new. They also sprayed the block, so that way the block, you know, looked new. So cam bearings are already in there, they're installed, like they just did everything. So pretty much starting with the 4-bolt main block, and the block is just ready. It's ready to go. It's ready to be put together. Beautiful hash marks on the finish of the bores. So, and I was also bought the pistons at the same time they were doing this. I ordered the pistons and I gave them the pistons. So they sized these pistons to the block. So every single piston has been sized to this block, and it's ready to just be put together. There's no guesswork. It's all just, it's perfect. So here's the pistons that I have. They're a sealed power, 2-valve relief, the hyper eutectic. So they're nothing crazy. I didn't want to go too crazy with it. Got the good skirt on there, and they are actually they are floating wrist pin. So I didn't want to go with the stock press fit, so I decided to do the floating. So I got that. So yeah, I got the pistons here. They look great. So I don't see any issues there. So we're not going to run into any issues. And then I have the connection rods. These were Summit Racing. It looks like, yeah, Summit part number 180371B. I can list the part numbers in the description of the pistons I'm using. Sealed power, and then these are Summit Racing. Floating wrist pin. Good price. Like I think I got a really good deal on these. It looks like they even come with the bolts too. They're the different head too. Looks like 12 point. But let me just take it out. I think I already have it open. Got the bushings in there and everything that you need. Even has like a little oiling hole on the top of it. I know the LS ones don't have that, but so you got a little oil hole there. Got the nice finish in there. Looks like they're cracked caps too, so that's actually pretty cool. I haven't actually looked at all this stuff. I just ordered all of it, and it's just been sitting waiting for me to put it together. So I wanted to make this video kind of just to show you basically where I'm at with it on this build. It's gonna go in the 68 Camaro. The engine in it right now is just some junkyard 350 that somebody put in it. So I wanted to, before I drive the car, I wanted to have something that was pretty much like this, you know, has some decent power, nothing too crazy, but old school, you know? So that's the connecting rods right there. So I have a crankshaft right here. I'll just bring it over here. So here's the crankshaft. It's a fresh grind crankshaft from Summit Racing as well. I actually bought this crankshaft in Nevada. I think I ordered it. So I had my sister and her husband were there for something, and they were in the area sending me videos at Summit Racing, and I was like, hey, see if they have this crankshaft, because I was already looking at this crankshaft and it said in stock. So I was like, hey, tell them this part number and see if you can get it. So I sent her the money, and sure enough, yeah, they pulled it off the shelf. And this one is 9-10442. It is a scat crank from Summit. It is the stock stroke for Chevy 350. Two-piece rear main. This thing is just beautiful. Like, it's got scat stamped into the crank right there. And yeah, so like I said, I didn't want to go too wild with it. I didn't want to do forged internals, and you know, I think the floating wrist pin alone is already like really nice, because I could always, you know, with this engine, if I keep it, I could always go a different direction if I wanted to, if I wanted to change the piston size or whatever. So I think this is like a really good, affordable combination. Like, I've never had problems with steel power. I've used them in a bunch of engines before. Then this is the first time I'm buying a scat for a 350. So I also paired it up with steel power piston rings. And like I said, this is all like budget friendly. You know, I'm not trying to go like crazy horsepower numbers. And then I had a set of King bearings here, and it says small block Chevy. So I know I ordered this for a stock bearing size, but I want to check, obviously, make sure, you know, measure the journals and make sure that my sizes line up, because I don't want to try to fit something on there that's not supposed to be. So that's the crank. These are the piston rings. Nothing too special about these. They're just the regular piston rings that you can buy. Part number says E-251K30. So that's that. I went with the Speed Pro. I think it's the same brand. Yeah, it is. It's Speed Pro. Lifters. These are just flat tappet lifters. So nothing too crazy there. Yeah, this is all like Rock Auto. Like I have like so many of these things. I just stick them all over my fridge and my toolboxes at work. Everyone sees these and like, dang, you buy a lot from Rock Auto. I'm like, yeah, this is all I do is Rock Auto. Shout out to them, because they support all my builds, all the people's cars I work on, like pretty much everything. So there's the connecting rods we got right there already. And I think I have an oil pump over there, a Melling oil pump that I bought for it. I gotta get the screen for it. My brother took it for one of his engines, but pretty much this is what I'm starting with. I still, like I said, I need the gaskets, I need the cylinder heads. I'm still trying to decide, you know, maybe if anybody's out there that knows a good combination of cylinder head to use for this. I'm not trying to spend too much money, but I'm not trying to stay cast iron. I want to do aluminum, but I don't want to short myself by buying some like cheap aluminum heads like on eBay or Amazon. So I'm trying to go with the best affordable cylinder head, and I have an Edelbrock intake that I'm going to run on it. It's a dual plane intake that I had on my Chevy 350 that I had in my truck. It'll be perfect for what I'm using this for. Timing set, I'm still debating on if I should just do double roller or if I should do timing gears, gear drive. I really like the whine out of a gear drive. I think it's just cool. So Like I said, I'm not trying to do nothing crazy with it, but I just want to keep it simple. I still need push rods, camshaft. I'm still trying to decide on what I'm going to do there. And then whatever cylinder heads I get, if they come with valve springs or not, then I have to pair up that with valve springs. But as of right now, I think all I got to do is get my bearings for my crank, and then I'm going to set this thing up on an engine stand, and I got my tripod now, so I should be able to record some time-lapse videos of me putting this thing together, and maybe even some in-depth videos of just setting timing, putting the pistons in, connecting rods, all that stuff. You know, just to kind of look back on, and also for anybody else out there that's maybe going on a venture to build an engine too. So I hope you guys like this. This is going to be exciting. I can't wait. I'm really just been so busy with work and other projects. As you can tell, there's engines everywhere. I've been slowly kind of decreasing my fleet of cars and parts and things that I have. Just trying to scrounge up enough money just to like get this thing done. I've just, all this stuff I bought, you know, a single time at a, you know, not all at once. I just kind of like, hey, like I can buy the crank, I can buy this, I can buy that. And now I'm at the point where I could start at least putting it together. So yeah, I hope you guys are in tune with it, and you guys look forward to seeing it. And I'm definitely, this summer is my goal to get the 68 running. So I think that's what we're gonna do here. So until then, guys, peace out. Stay in tune. If you have any questions, or like I said, recommendations, maybe something that you guys want to recommend that I do that might benefit me building the engine. I've done quite a few, but hey, I'm always open to ideas, and like I said, cylinder heads is what I'm really looking for. I was trying to get Speedmaster ones, but the rep never got back to me. I actually seen them at SEMA, and they said they were gonna give me a deal on the cylinder heads I was looking at, but they never got back to me. So it's okay. I'll just, like I said, I'm still looking around, and you know, hopefully I could get the rest of the parts together. But definitely I'm gonna try to get the bottom end together, get all the bearings and crank and all that good stuff. I could pretty much get the bottom done, and then everything else on the top I could just, you know, get all that and get it all squared away. So until then, guys, peace out. I'll see you on the next one.